guys, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new, hi, welcome. My name is Rya. So today I'm going to be doing a Q&A. I did a little survey online to see if any of you wanted to get to know me or was even interested, because someone said to me, you should really do a Q&A because no one really knows, you know, your background and stuff like that. So I thought, okay, and for some reason now I feel really nervous, but I shouldn't be. I just don't know why, but I have got a list of the questions that I have been asked, and one of them is, how old are you? So I was always brought up to think that's a rude question, but in hindsight it really isn't. I am 30 years old. I just turned 30 last year. I am a 90s child. However, I do feel like I am a teenager. I love to watch cartoons. I'm a big kid at heart. I have a really childish sense of humor as well. So yeah, that is how old I am. It kind of took me a few months to get to grips with it, but I'm okay. I'm okay with that. So question number 2, are you single? No. Why did I say there was no need for an no, I am married. I am happily married. And yeah, that's about it. I don't really know what else to say unless you guys want to know. I did get married, I think this year is probably approaching probably 3 years or something like that. Long story short, I did have a couple of weddings, and that was a whole load of fun. If you guys want to know more, then just let me know. I might do another video if you guys are even interested why. So yeah, that's the answer to question number 2. Question number 3, what's your job? So my job is, well, I don't know how to really put it. I'm in property. I work for a property developer in prime real estate in London, and I've been doing it since I was 19 years old. Well, I've been in property since I was 19 years old. And I kind of started off as I was working as a PA to director as one of my first jobs, and I was kind of only part-time, and my director there, she was such a lovely woman. I've never had anyone so lovely before as a boss. Well, actually I've had a couple, but she was just so nice. Anyways, she recommended me to one of her friends who needed help, and she was a lettings manager at the time. And yeah, so I was working part-time, so I was doing like Fridays and Saturdays there, and then I decided I got offered a full-time position at both places that I was working at. So I've always loved property ever since I was a little girl. I know that sounds really weird, but ever since I was like, say, a young teen, I've always loved houses. I didn't have a huge house. I didn't grow up in a huge house. I had 3 siblings. My parents are working parents, and they always have been, although they're retired now. So yeah, I don't know, I just had love for property. I can't really explain it. I don't know if the Charmed had anything to do with it, if you guys ever watched that, but I really did enjoy that TV show. Anyways, that is how I got into it, and then I kind of was referred from job to job within the property into my last 2 jobs, where I actually went for proper interviews. And because I had never really been in an interview before, it was all kind of, you know, casual. So anyways, yeah, I have been doing it for about 11 years. I've been in property, and I do really enjoy it. Not as much as I love fashion, of course, and makeup and all of that. That's the answer to that question. The other one was, did you go to university? So I think I answered a bit of that in the previous question. No, I did not go to university. I had a bit of I don't really know how to say it, but I was quite a troubled teen, and I didn't do very well at school. I don't know if I didn't have enough support. I don't really feel like I did. Although my folks, you know, my mum did have like a tutor for me, like the maths tutor in particular, because I was just so rubbish at it. And I didn't go to university. I was basically a college dropout, and I did do like a legal secretarial course which I wanted to pursue, and I actually passed. I did go into, like, the college at the time wasn't offering the 2nd level or the 3rd level to it, where you would properly qualify. So my mum found somewhere in St Paul's in London where I could study that course, and it was like kind of almost a one-to-one with a barrister as a tutor, and then you would go and do your homework and stuff like that. So it was more like an adult learning class. I didn't do very well, and I think it's because I had other interruptions in my life at that time, so that kind of went down the drain. And I feel really bad for my mum, because she did, you know, want me to do well, or both my parents did, but I just didn't quite make it. And that's when I found a job and started working, and that's how I got into property, and I've just been working since. And one of the other questions was, because I think I messaged someone once, and do you have any regrets about not going to university? And I would say no. I managed to kind of live a student life without having any student debt. I managed to make money for myself. Whilst some of my friends were at uni and did go to uni, I still managed to like go out, party, you know, have that kind of a life. I still had the freedom at home, luckily. So even though my parents were very strict growing up, I did manage to get quite a fair bit of freedom in like later on in my teens. So yeah, I don't really have any regrets about not going to university. So that is my story with uni. And I need to have a look at these. I don't remember all of these. The other question, I don't even know what question I'm on now, by the way, but the other question was, where are you based? I am based in London. I always have been. I've been brought up in London, in the north part of it. I am in a suburb in London, but I'm really close into town as well if I needed to, by car that is. And yeah, I'm quite happy here. I don't know if I would love to move to the country. It's kind of yes, no. I love that whole lifestyle and that whole vibe. But in hindsight, all my family are in London. My friends are in London. I like to go into London. I work in London. So it's kind of like, well, I don't really know if that would work. What are your hobbies? I'm trying to think, what are my hobbies? Well, filming fashion videos is one of them. I do really enjoy that. I like to paint, even though I've never painted. I do like to read, even though I hardly read anymore. I love to go for walks. I don't know if you can count that as a hobby. That's more of an exercise thing. But I love just to be in nature, and I just like to be around and like think about things. I like to paint. I haven't really painted. I love the idea of maybe doing a pottery class. I haven't done it, but that could be a hobby that I would grow into. I'm just trying to think of a hobby here. I'm not sure if I have. I used to do a bit of horse riding. I was never really good at it. That was a hobby. Didn't last long. I don't know if that still counts as a hobby. I am actually learning inline skating, rollerblading, with my husband. He got me into it. You could say that's a hobby, but I'm not sure if I am enjoying it just yet. So I'm not too sure. So I don't know if that really answers your question, but it might give you an idea. So this is quite a funny one. I don't know if it's funny. It's a question. Do you live in a house or a flat? I live in a house. This is one of the bedrooms in the house. I am currently refurbishing. My husband and I are refurbishing the house. Pretty much every single room in this house, and more or less all the walls are probably coming down, beams are going in. It's a huge project. We have planned this for a couple of years now, and I think COVID kind of put a step back on things, but this year we are hoping to move forward with it, because it's just been a long time in the making, and I do plan on documenting it. So if you guys are into home and stuff like that, then watch this space, because I do have a lot of videos that will be coming your way, and like choosing materials and stuff. We've done a lot of research. We've done years of research on the materials, fabrics, colors, finishes that we want, and I'll be happy to share it with you. Do you have any habits? Yes. I don't know if they're bad habits or good habits, but I've got a habit of waking up on a Saturday morning like I used to as a kid and watch Charmed and eat noodle soup, like pho, like Vietnamese pho. That is my thing. It's probably, I don't know if it's a habit, I don't know, it's a thing that I do. I suppose a habit is something that you do regularly, right? So I guess that is what I do. Habitat. What other habits do I have? My husband could tell you. If he's watching this, I kind of like, my throat gets itchy sometimes, gets dry, so I make this really strange sound, and my husband says I sound like Donald Duck. So that's a bad habit, I guess. What other habits do I have? I don't know. I've got a bad habit of being messy. I am generally, not that I'm a messy person, but I do have a tendency to be messy, or just look at something for a while and then just kind of close off from it and not look at it, not want to see it again. I'll just leave something there in the hallway for like a few days or even possibly a week. Now, I haven't wrote any of this down, by the way. I'm literally just telling you what I think as I'm going along. So I hope I haven't missed anything out here, but if not, I guess there'll be other times that I probably will do this if any of you guys really are interested or want to know in the future. What type of music are you into? So this is a really cool one. I don't know if any of you have this thing. My personality is like quite extreme when it comes to music. I can go from loving rap and hip-hop, and then I will go all the way to maybe the opposite side of the spectrum and say opera. I love opera and classical music, but I also love jazz. I love Frank Sinatra, Peggy Lee, Ella Fitzgerald, there's so many like other artists out there that I really love. I love jazz, classic jazz. That's just so me. Not so much like modern. I love blues. I did actually study music at school, and the history of blues is very interesting to me, for the African Americans in particular. So I love blues. I really do love blues, and like jazz and kind of more traditional blues. Traditional or classic blues is something that I really enjoy. So love that. I love pop. I love 90s. I love like early 2000s hop, like pop, hip hop. I also love, I don't know if this is rock. I don't think it's rock. It's like maybe indie, like Kings of Leon. I love Kings of Leon. I like Oasis. I like One Republic. I like some of their older stuff, mind you, and I like quite a fair bit. Like I like Cardi B, I like Lana Del Rey, so I guess if music just sounds good, I will listen to it. Like sometimes I put the radio on, I've got Capital Extra that comes on, and then I've got, say, I don't know, a grime music playing in the background, and I like the sound of it. I will probably keep it on. I just find grime so funny as well. Like the lyrics and the stuff that they say is just hilarious. I don't know, I just find it really funny. Again, I've got that weird sense of humor. Now, on the kind of related question is, do you play any musical instruments? It's quite not strange, but it's kind of, by the way, I don't think any of these questions are strange. It's kind of out of the ordinary to ask someone, but I do find it nice that you have asked, because I do find it quite interesting. And some of these things I've never really thought to really ask myself or anyone else, so that's cool. I won't count the harmonica as one, because I could probably just like blow into it and that's the end of that. I did learn some music at school, and I had like a piano teacher at school, except I had like long nails, like acrylic nails, and I wasn't really gonna do any good at it, because I wasn't that interested, which is a shame. But I can compose music. I don't even remember how to do it now, but I do remember part of it, and if I see notes, then I can play, and it really just takes practice, I guess, with stuff like that. That's as much music, but other than that, I would probably say no, if I'm gonna answer honestly. Yoga, Tai Chi, Pilates, I do enjoy that. I had been doing it for several years, maybe even 8 years, but I find the last 2 years I've kind of stepped back, where I was doing it 2 to 3 times a week. I feel like I don't do it as much, and I just feel like I've kind of lost myself with that a bit, and I really do want to get back into it, because I think I enjoy the Pilates, or more so body balance. That's exactly what I used to do. I used to do Bikram yoga as well, and that was good, I have to say. I guess that's the only thing with the sports. It's funny because my husband's like the exact opposite. He is such a sporty person, where I'm not so much. I'm just like a big old lazy Labrador, I guess. Probably not a good thing to admit, especially on camera, but hey ho, we are being honest here. What is your star sign? So my star sign is a Scorpio. I am born in November. I am an autumn bunny, or autumn baby. I love the season, which brings me on to something else. You always kind of talk about winter and autumn. Why is that? because it's my favorite season. I love it. I like spring, I do like winter. I'm a bit of a weirdo like that. I do enjoy winter. I wish that it snowed more in the UK. I don't know, I appreciate the beauty in pretty much every season. I do love spring as well. Summer, I like summer, but I don't enjoy it that much in the UK. A, because I don't have a pool. B, I don't live near the beach. And C, I don't find summers are all that great in the UK. I could be wrong. Maybe I'm just not doing it right. I do like it, but sometimes it's just not, it's not consistent. If it was like consistent summer like we had in 2018, then yes, I'm gonna like that season. But if we have like a lot of rainy days, a lot of like, you know, just although if I'm going away and traveling, then yes, I absolutely do. And what, do you have any siblings? Yes, I do. I have 2 sisters who I've grown up with, love very much. I have a really close relationship with my sisters. We talk pretty much every day or every other day, and I have been missing them so much during this lockdown, and I really can't wait to see them. I have such a close bond with them and I love them very much. What is your favorite holiday destination is one of the other questions. My favorite holiday destination, now I used to do quite a fair bit of traveling. I mean, not every month, but I would do holidays twice, 3 times a year before, you know, even like short mini breaks. And I would say for European destinations, I've been to quite a few places in Europe and I still have a lot to visit, but I would probably say Vienna, and I had a really good experience there, really good time. My husband took me to an opera for one of my birthdays and I loved it. The people were really cool there. We did have a lovely dinner at the God, I'm butchering this name, the Sacha Hotel, and the Sacha Vine Hotel, and I had a huge schnitzel I can't say it, schnitzel, and I love that. And they were so lovely, they packed it up for me and I had it in bed in the hotel room. My favorite other holiday destination, I think I'm gonna say beach, because I've given like kind of colder destination. I would say Bahamas. I have to say Bahamas, and not like Nassau or anything too built up and touristy. It was Exuma Island. Georgetown is their capital. When I say it's one of the most loveliest, safest Caribbean islands that I have ever known. So yeah, really enjoyed that, and I still have loads of photos, and it was just such a nice time in my life that I kind of always reminisce and go back. So I would love to go back again there one day. But there are tons of other places that I probably need to visit before I do that. And I think on I've got two questions now, I think. One is, what is your, where are you from? So I always say I'm from London, wherever I go. But it's funny that people are like, where are you from? And I'm just like, oh, you mean my heritage or my ethnicity? So my folks are from Mauritius. Now, I don't know how long you guys have got to sit down and listen. There are no native people to the island, so everyone immigrated to that island, and there's a lot of history on it, which is really interesting. People will sometimes say, if they even know where it is, oh, you don't look like it. Well, we all have like a different background and different ancestry lines, and so especially my mum, she has like different ancestry line. They do come from Persia, so there's a bit of that in there, but that is quite distant. That is probably how I can describe it. I do want to do an ancestry DNA, and I am trying to obtain some family trees from my dad's side, because I think he said that his family came over to the island in like the 1800s. My parents don't even know much about their heritage, which I'm just so confused and baffled about. They are probably like the second generations, second generations, I would say, there. So it's interesting how they don't really know, but I will find out. I would love to really know my family tree and where I come from, but I will be doing an ancestry DNA because I'm really like interested to know, just to know where I am, because people always say, oh, you look this or you look that, or you don't look like this, and it's just interesting to know what my DNA consists of. Other question was, do you speak any languages? Now, my background is from a French speaking background, and a bit more of a broken French, like Creole if you like, so I can understand people speaking in French quite clearly, unless they're speaking really fast. There's a lot of it that I understand. I feel like I know a lot of the words, so I could probably say like a word, but I'll probably sound like a toddler because I would just say 1 or 2 words. But to construct a sentence is something that I do struggle with. I think it's just like the adjectives, explaining that part kind of gets me, but I could probably speak it if I brushed up on it. My husband does have a holiday home in France, and we used to go there pretty much every year. I know his parents did, but since COVID obviously no one's been there, but I really love that place, and I really love going, and we always drive there, so it's like road trip. So I get really excited for that, and the neighbours there are really nice to us, and because we drive, there's loads of places to visit there, and it's good because I can sometimes communicate. Do I speak any other languages? Probably no, just that in English. I could probably understand, I could say little bits in Turkish, and I wouldn't really class it as speaking the lingo, but if I watch like a drama, there's like a few words that I can probably say and understand. So another question that I get asked is, why are you doing YouTube and why are you doing it now? So I really wanted to do it from a very long time ago. If I'm probably saying maybe 5 years ago, I never really had the confidence to do it. And I mean, I had so much to share in terms of traveling, getting married, a lot of like other experiences that would have been really cool to share with you guys. Moving house, I still have a lot to show you with the house, but my husband lived in a really nice flat before. That was really cool to show you home stuff like that, and cooking. So I guess, yeah, it would have been nice. The reason why I didn't do it, I guess I think I tried to film a video once. I think it was a Sephora haul. I came back from France and I used my phone, and the quality was just looking really bad. I just thought, I'm not really, like, I wasn't in the right kind of headspace for it. And another question is, do you have any regrets for not starting any sooner? Sometimes yes, I do, but maybe, I know everything happens for a reason. I sometimes think, oh, maybe if this didn't happen, then I wouldn't have done this. Or if I didn't do this, then that wouldn't have happened. But it's really bad to think and live your life like that, because again, like I've said, everything happens for a reason. So yeah, I trust God, so everything is in his hands. And another question was, why are you doing YouTube? And I don't know if I kind of answered this all like just now, but I am doing it because it's something I really like. I love fashion, I love makeup, I love skincare, and not only because I love it and I want to share it, but I think it's really important with clothing. I am petite, I'm 5 foot. I've struggled with clothes for pretty much a lot of my life, not only being petite, but when you've got curves. So if I wear jeans, it just doesn't always work for me, and I've just always struggled. Like, something would look nice on a hanger or look nice on something else, on someone else, I buy it, I wear it, I look like utter redonkulous in it. And so I just thought it's really important to kind of share my view or my fit, because I know there are other people like me out there who have the same struggle, and I just feel like there aren't enough YouTubers that are also curvaceous to be able to show what certain clothes look like small. There might be, I mean, I could be completely wrong, but I just hadn't seen it. And you would see people that try clothes on, they look lovely, but they're really tall and slender, and you know that's just not gonna look the same on you like it does that person. So I guess that's one of the reasons I really wanted to hit that petite niche, so you guys could get a good idea. And I also wanted to do a lot of skincare. I am an acne sufferer. I have suffered with acne since my early 20s all the way through to now even. So as a teenager, I was never spotty, never had acne. My skin was actually okay, but apart from like my pigmentation around my mouth, my skin is just, I don't even know what to say. I've used a lot of products, I've been to dermatologists, but at the time I did go to a dermatologist, I did have eczema, so she wasn't able to like help me with much. And now this year I'm going to make sure in my 30s I have the best skin I have ever had. I've used quite a lot of products which I would like to share with you, but maybe in another video. I don't really always share these things. I feel like some of you might not be interested. That's not what you come to this channel for. Mainly like clothes and stuff. So that's why I decided to pick up the camera and film stuff that I enjoy sharing and doing and buying, and not to mention that I'm secretly a shopaholic and I just love to buy things like my mother. But anyways, so everyone, I really hope you enjoyed this video and you got to know a little bit more about me. Don't forget to stay tuned for next week's video. I will be doing a leather trouser haul. I've just ordered some stuff. I've ordered a couple of other stuff, so I have quite a few videos lined up, especially coming into the spring. I've bought a new handbag, so I want to do an unboxing with you. I don't really do unboxings, but I think I really should. My Louis Vuitton bag, I should have probably done one, so I probably should do that soon. And if you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon in my next video. Bye.